Hello and welcome to the Amy
And Kyle.
Adventures podcast, also known as the AKA podcast. This is the podcast where we talk about all things marriage, mental health and cycling. Really sorry that we haven't done a podcast for ages because we went to Tenerife, then we had a bikepacking trip, training for around the world, and then the fella sat next to me got struck down with the flu.
A bad flu.
Really bad. It's actually the worst I've ever seen you be ill.
Yeah, it was probably the worst I've ever felt from illness.
He looked like a walking corpse.
I was still going to work as well.
He was going to, yeah, and I said to you, don't go to work. I said, Kyle, stay in bed and I'll wait on your hand and foot. And I got up in the morning, I said, don't you go to work today, don't be silly. And I took Chester on a walk. Get home, his van's gone, and he's gone to work.
I had to I'm trying to get these jobs finished, aren't I, before packing working.
Half a life of being a builder.
Yes, I'm dedicated.
But you are better now, so.
Much better now. Sorry if I do have a slight cough. The cough's mostly gone.
You are husky, Kyle.
Not husky.
You are.
Am I?
Your voice isn't normal.
I'm not a husky. They're a dog.
You're not a husky, but your voice is husky.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you're better now, although not 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But you did take yourself out on a bike ride yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Your first bike ride in over a week.
Yeah, it felt really good.
But I wasn't very happy with you.
Why's that?
Because you shouldn't go on a bike ride when you're not 100% and smash yourself around.
I didn't smash myself around. I explained this.
You went at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, but I didn't actually smash myself.
We're still not zone 2.
My heart rate and other things said otherwise.
All I'm saying is, if your lungs aren't good, you shouldn't be riding fast. If you have negative consequences, that's up to you. I won't be feeling sorry for you.
You never feel sorry for me.
I did when you were ill. I went to the shop and bought you all your medicine, and I was
Yeah, you did do that.
Cooking you poorly dinners every night. I did feel sorry for you, but I was also trying to stay away from you because I didn't want to get infected myself.
Yeah.
So every time I came near you, I put my top over my mouth and I kept hand sanitising everything and spraying everything because I was really stressed I was going to get really ill. And I really don't want to get ill because we're going to Mallorca next week for our last block of training for around the world. And I was like, if I get ill and can't do that, I'll be really upset. So I need to create a little germ-free zone.
And also, myself. I didn't want you to get ill because I wanted to cuddle.
I know. I couldn't cuddle you.
You can now.
You can now, but we're now actually currently, just to paint a picture for you listening, we're actually just lying in bed because we've been so busy. And we were like, tonight's the only night we can do the podcast. But because last night we had my friend round for dinner. Tonight I've had my sisters round for dinner. Tomorrow I'm going to see a friend. And then Friday we're going to bed really early because we've got to get up at 2 a.m. on Saturday to get our flight to Mallorca.
Yeah.
I don't know why the hell I booked a flight that early. I think our flight's at 7. No, our flight's at 6. So we've got to be at the airport for 4.
What the hell?
So we've got to leave here.
I wonder what goes through your head sometimes.
We've got to leave here at 3 a.m.
Well, I think she does it on purpose because she knows how much I hate mornings. She's like, oh, let's book the earliest one possible.
Well, it was either book a morning or an evening. And I was like, well, we don't want to do evening because you get in there really late and you're missing a whole day.
Yeah, I agree.
So morning and then we get a ride in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically, tomorrow, when this podcast goes out, it'll be tomorrow, on Saturday, we're going to Mallorca for a week. And my coach has set us a lot of riding, actually.
Yeah, well, that'll be good.
It will be, because it's our last big block before we go around the world, which is literally in 6 weeks on Friday that we're going. Seven weeks on Friday, which is mental to me. But on the plan, he's put 3 hours when we get there. Then we've got Sunday 180k, Monday 180k, Tuesday 120k, Wednesday 312. We're going to do a lap of the island. Thursday 120k, Friday 180k, and then Saturday fly home. So it'll be lovely and fresh and really full of energy for my 30th birthday on the next Sunday.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm going to be 30.
You're looking it.
Well, it's not old, is it?
No, I'm joking. No, you don't actually. You don't even look like you're turning 30.
No, well, I know I don't because every time I go anywhere, even though I don't even drink, if I have to buy a beer for you, but you don't drink at the minute, but if, in a general sense, I always get ID'd.
Yeah.
I went to get my nails done the other day, and I know that I don't look my age, which I used to be quite embarrassed about, but I don't really care anymore because it means I'll look younger when I'm actually old. But they were like, oh, how old are you? Because I was doing my nails and they're talking about school and they went to the same school as me. Turns out they were younger than me and they looked a lot older than me. And when I said I was 29, they're like, oh, you don't look it. I thought you were like 20 or 21. I thought, Jeez. But anyway, I don't really care, but I've got a baby face.
That's good though. Good for me. Good to look at.
You look older than what you are.
No, I don't. I look about right.
I think the building site's weathered your skin.
Yeah, got the skin like leather.
Yeah, you have. You feel your hands feel like an 80-year-old's hands. They're all rough and
You can
horrible.
actually sand the walls down with my hands.
Your hands have got calluses.
Yeah, they have.
They're not very nice to hold, to be honest. I think
you like it.
I think you need to put one of those. You know those hand things you can put on. They moisture your hands.
You like it because it makes you feel like you're holding hands with a real man.
It makes you feel like I'm holding hands with a reptile.
No, it doesn't.
It does. They're like leather. But when I go to get my nails done, they put this thing on my hand, which is like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like this thing that goes over your hand. And it's got all moisturiser in it.
Hand mask.
And hand mask. That's it. And they leave it on. You need some of them, seriously.
Touch
in
my
a
hand.
serious way. I'm touching your hand now. Oh, it's actually a little bit softer than normal. But you have got a few calluses.
Yeah, she's touching the calluses.
And your nails. Oh, you got dirt all under your nails.
No, my
from
nails
the
are
building.
short.
They're short, but that one's got dirt under it.
No, how it's going to happen?
Your wedding ring's a bit loose. Have you lost some weight up there?
Just lost weight off my finger. Then my hands probably aren't too hot.
That could fall off, that could.
No, it couldn't.
But anyway, yeah, your hands are looking okay. Your nails are looking quite neat, actually, so well done for that. But just get rid of that a bit of dirt and you'll be perfect. You've hardly got any cuticles. You've got no cuticles.
Oh.
Well, my cuticles grow really quick. But you don't do anything to your cuticles, do you?
What are your cuticles?
Those bits at the bottom that grow up.
Yeah.
You've got none. They're like non-existent.
That's because I don't mess about with them.
No, but if you don't mess about them, they'll just grow.
No.
You don't have any.
No, because they always get scraped with a lot of bricks and stuff.
You've got a nail defect.
That's a good thing though, isn't it? If I ain't got cuticles.
Yeah. Oh, that's just made me think when we go around the world, we're going to have to take nail scissors to trim our nails. Otherwise, we'll come back with imagine if you didn't ever trim your toenails for the whole time we cycle around the world.
You know that man that was in the Guinness World Book of Records?
Oh, it's horrible. Nails? Yeah. The Guinness World Record. I used to have that book when I was a kid.
Curled up.
Yeah, the Guinness World Record for the longest toenails and fingernails, and they were all curled and
dead long.
thick. Oh, it's disgusting. If we don't break the round the world, you could always go for that instead. You could actually, to be fair, you should actually contact the Guinness World Records about your big toe. It might have the world record for the biggest toe ever. So fat and bulbous. Your big toe is the most bulbous thing I've ever seen. And you could probably go and get your front teeth measured as well.
I'm going off track here.
You said that when you were younger, the dentist measured your front teeth.
That is a fact.
What happened?
You know you go to dentist, but they've got like one of them engineers measuring tools. Mm. So you like adjust it and you like measure stuff with it like really precisely. I'd lost my teeth and then these big ones grew. Oh, do you mind if I just measure them and say take a photo? Because I've not quite seen some front teeth quite that big before. So he measured them and took a photo of the measurement.
Oh, so basically measured your teeth because he thought they were so big.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a look at them. Yeah, they are quite big actually. But I don't think you really notice because the rest of your teeth are quite big.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, they looked even bigger.
Yeah, I can imagine. They just look like two massive teeth.
Tombstones.
I bet you had more teeth than eyes.
No, it's as big as my fingertip.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
It's as big as your fingernail.
Yeah, easily.
I bet when you were a kid, your teeth were like bigger than your eyeballs.
Right,
anyway, let's move on to cycling. So, since the last podcast, we've been to Tenerife, which was amazing, but very hilly. I didn't really look up too much about, because we got invited to go to Tenerife, and I didn't really look up Tenerife that much before we went. All I knew was there was the big TD volcano that you could go up, and I really wanted to do that, which we did twice. Longest climb in Europe, and let me tell you, it felt it. But it's such a gradual gradient, so it's not really hard. But it's just that bad, is it? You're just climbing for ages and ages. But it's dead good. So
but I do feel like people that had told me about it before sort of built this thing in my head, like, oh, it just feels like it goes on forever. I don't think it feels that bad.
No, it doesn't. I think because it's so gradual, and also it's like there's loads to look at. When you get to the top, the landscape completely changes, and it kind of feels like you're on the moon. It's weird. But I love Tenerife. But what I will say is there is no flat riding at all.
No.
It's very hilly. So it's a really good place to train. But also probably if you've never cycled abroad before and you're quite new to cycling, I probably wouldn't recommend it for your first cycling holiday abroad.
No.
Just because of how hilly it is. But I would definitely recommend it if you've been cycling a little while and you want to go somewhere with hills.
But I think Mallorca is the most friendly cyclist friendly sort of.
Yeah, Mallorca, I'd say, is probably the more beginner place because you've got an option of flat and you've got mountains. So you've got a mixture of the both. Thing with Mallorca is, though, it is quite crowded with cyclists now. Like, it's so popular.
I don't think it's too. The last time we went, it wasn't bad.
But I kind of like that because I like seeing other cyclists on the road.
Yeah, I like it.
So I quite like it. Calpe is more serious than Mallorca.
Yeah,
Calpe in
it's
Spain.
more like professional. I think.
But Calpe is my favourite because there's more variety.
Yeah, Calpe is my favourite now.
I love Mallorca, but it's kind of like, obviously we're going next week. I love Mallorca. I'm not bad-mouthing it. What I would say is there's only a certain range of routes, whereas in Calpe there's so much more.
No, there is a lot of routes you can do Mallorca, but once you've been to Mallorca a few times, then you end up doing the same routes.
Yeah. I suppose it is a bit like that in Calpe as well, though, because you kind of end up doing the similar. But I think there's more mountain options in Calpe.
Yeah, like different climbs.
Because in Mallorca, you've got like Sacalobra, you've got the lighthouse, you've got quite a few actually. There's Femenia.
Yeah.
Like that one. Patala. There's loads actually. I'm quite looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to next week actually. Because Mallorca was the first place we ever cycled abroad, wasn't it, when we first started?
Yeah, and I fell in love with it.
And we hired bikes. And I just remember the first time cycling abroad, we were both just so happy.
I remember we went up Patala for the first climb.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is actually insane.
It was, yeah, it still is when we go. I loved it. I hope the weather's good next week. Speaking of weather, the bikepacking trip we did last week, oh my God.
Biblical.
We had, to be fair, we had one day where it was sunny, and then we had one day where it didn't rain, but it was horrible wind.
It did rain a bit.
Yeah, but it wasn't all day.
It wasn't bad, it was just
only
a bit.
for an hour. But the rest of the time, it was either... Well, every day was headwind the whole time. The wind changed direction with us.
I've never known anything like that.
Every day for 7 days. And the wind, oh, geez, I think I got windburn. And the rain, that one day on the rain, Kyle, you said you wanted to throw your bike away.
It was a short day, and I started off the day, and it was raining the whole time. And I just sort of tried to stay positive. We descended down into Porthmadog, and I'd stayed positive until that point, and then I just got so cold, and I was that wet and drenched, I felt like I might as well just jump in the sea, because I couldn't get any wetter. And I was just like, do you know what, that is grim. But then after that, I cheered up.
Yeah, you did cheer up after that, but it was horrible. But
you're always going to have them lows.
It was good training for around the world, because we will have all the weather conditions.
Yeah, but I do think, like, the chances of us actually having it as bad as that,
I think there's a high chance.
Lower chance, considering we're setting off in May.
No, there's a very high chance we'll have it
worse. In like New Zealand and stuff, yeah, but not initially in Europe.
Kyle, we're going to be out on the road for 150 days.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the temperatures should be higher.
Not in New Zealand, not in Alaska.
Yeah, that's two places where it should be colder.
So I think that was a good training, especially because there could be hurricanes, there could be monsoons, there could be wildfires, there could be all sorts, so much worse than that. So we've got to be prepared for the worst, I always say. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
I think that was the issue. We weren't actually that prepared because we didn't have all the waterproofs that we wanted.
I'm going to get some waterproof trousers for around the world, but then part of me's like, how waterproof are they? Because
it's an extra layer of protection against your legs getting absolutely drenched.
Yeah, but I feel like at some point all waterproofs aren't waterproof anymore, and then you're just riding with heavy, wet things on top of your legs.
You say that though, but I saw Lelle Wilcox wet riding them on her around the world last time, and she was in a monsoon and she wore them. So they must be doing something because we're wearing for nothing.
And then I emailed some places today about them to get advice on what would be good ones, and they emailed back saying they wouldn't be very good for cycling because the seams will rip. They said that the seams around the crotch will rip. It was like some mountain place.
Yeah, that's probably
and
why.
They were, but when I googled the best waterproof trousers, they came up.
Might take my chances on the crotch ripping.
Yeah, well, I don't want my crotch to rip.
I don't think my crotch will rip.
Well, it won't really matter if you've got bib shorts on underneath.
No.
Unless your bib shorts ripped as well. Oh, talking of ripped trousers. Remember in Tenerife, we were sat by the pool after a ride.
I just remembered, yeah.
And there was a dad playing with his kid in the pool, and they were doing handstands. So the dad was doing a handstand, and then the kid was doing a handstand, but it was in really shallow water, so it was actually a bit dangerous because unless you're good at a handstand, the kid could have fallen over and they would have hurt themselves. It's not like they were landing into deep water. They were in the shallow bit, so you could see the whole bodies basically. And the dad didn't realise that he'd split his shorts right.
I fully didn't realise.
Fully, yeah. And the shorts were split right down the crack. So every time he did a handstand,
there was almost everything on show.
Yeah, you could basically see everything. But he didn't realise it. And the son, I don't know if the son didn't notice or he just didn't tell him, but it was just hilarious every time he kept doing a handstand. I was like, oh no, that's not what you want to see. But we won't have any of that on Round the World, hopefully.
Hope not.
Hope not,
Won't be doing any handstands.
Unless you have a really bad dodgy stomach and you blow through your bib shorts. Oh dear.
Making me cough.
That is actually likely with you because you have serious flatulence issues.
No, I do not.
On the bike, yes, you do, and the YouTube is the proof of it.
Anyway, we're going off rails here.
It's all right. It's a podcast. You can talk about
no,
whatever
but
the hell you want.
I do want to go sleep at some point.
So the bikepacking trip went well for training, didn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously learnt a few things about, waterproof trousers.
Tested the bikes.
The bikes were good. The bikes are really comfy. I love the bike. I've called mine Pickle.
Yeah.
And you've called yours Gecko.
Yeah.
Pickle and Gecko are going to go around the world. And we went to see Tailfin, so that was really good. And they're going to do us some little reflective stickers to go on our bags.
Yeah.
To make them more safe. So I'm happy about that. In terms of what kit we're wearing for around the world, we've got a custom jersey. That's actually going to arrive when we get back from Mallorca. That should be here. Because they're posting them on the 27th of March or something like that.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that. So we're going to have Santini kit, which like what I had for Tour de France, so I know it works.
A new design.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for that. And now it's just a case of literally just waiting to go and making sure we've got everything really. Because in terms of training now, obviously we've got Mallorca for a week, and then after that it's only 5 weeks until we go. So we're not going to be, doing anything that big now because it's just, I kind of feel like we're ready and it's just waiting and tapering and just mentally getting ready and doing the last bits of logistics like bike boxes to airports.
Yeah, there's a few little bits and bobs to do, but
all that
nothing
stuff.
major too much.
I did go to the bike shop yesterday and I learnt how to do gear cables with Jimmy, who's the mechanic at the bike shop.
How'd that go for you?
Well, I have learnt how to do gear cables before with our good old friend Nigel.
Yeah. Or
Nige, as I like to call him. So I kind of already knew how to do it, but I wanted a refresher.
Would you say you're competent on knowing how it actually works?
Well, I know how they work. I know what a gear cable does, and I know how.
Yeah, that's basic.
I know how to do it because Jimmy showed me, and I videoed it.
Yeah.
You thread it through the hood, all the way down through the outer cable.
Is it all in one piece?
Yeah.
That's one thing I wanted to check it is.
Yeah, it's all in one piece.
That's easier.
The outer runs right from the derailleur right up to the hood.
One fell swoop. That's perfect.
But the only thing that slightly concerned me was, so when you push the gear cable through, it can get stuck.
Yeah, it can snag.
And it's more likely to get stuck, like the more you ride, because grit and stuff can get into it. But the other thing is, the end of the outer cable has a little thing on the end.
Yeah,
and if
like
it gets
a
little knobbly bit, if it gets stuck there, you can take the knobbly bit off and then it helps to get it through. And he said what can happen is, over time, the outer gear cable can rust, basically.
Yeah, because of the
and that's an issue
corrosion.
When that happens. And bearing in mind I've ridden the bikes for 1 week only. It didn't get stuck at all, but he took it off to show me. And when he took it off, there's already rust around mine. He said, "Oh, you've actually got rust already."
Yeah, but we had.
And I said, "Oh no, why?" And he said, "Well, it's because you rode for 7 days in the rain."
Yeah, exactly.
But then I was thinking, what happens if I have 150 days of rain? I'm going to have to change the outer cable.
150 days of rain.
And then I got a bit stressed about that. And he said, "Don't worry, he's going to put new cables on before we go." But I thought, Jimmy, I am worried. I'm worried about a lot of things. So he told me all the spares that we need to take, and then he told me we will probably need new headsets doing, but we won't be able to do that ourselves. We'll do that at a bike shop, and potentially wheel hubs and bottom bracket bearings and things. So he said, like, obviously you need to book that in at a bike shop. But then I'm like, but I can't book it in at a bike shop because I don't know where I'm going to be exactly when. And then I thought, what happens if we're in the middle of Canada, there's nothing around us for like 100 miles, and then something breaks on the bike and we can't fix it?
Most things you can fix to a degree of getting you to places.
He showed me how to, if you can't do the gear cable, he showed me how to do something to get you into an easier gear so you can ride with an easier gear. So I know how to do that. But there's just that's the thing for me. It's like, I'm not actually The riding the bike is the easy bit, even though
Well,
it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it's all the stuff around it that worries me, like flights and bike boxes and wars and weather. Do you know what I mean? Things you can't control. We have actually had to change our route, haven't we, because of the whole conflict going on. So we are now going to be doing Thailand. We're going to be riding from Bangkok to Singapore. So we're going to be riding from the UK to Istanbul, and then we're going to be flying from Istanbul to Bangkok, riding Bangkok to Singapore, and then flying from Singapore to Perth in Australia. But then it's like, even at the minute, people can't get flights.
Yeah, I know.
There's people stuck in Australia. But then I'm like, well, it's another 7 weeks till we go. So by that point, hopefully they've sorted.
And then you've got another 4 weeks of us actually getting to Istanbul.
Yeah,
first.
so it's like 12 weeks till we're actually going to be flying.
They're like 3 months, yeah.
Because I was like, what happens if we get to Istanbul and then, like, there's still stuff going on and you just can't fly anywhere? Then what would we do? Be over, really. I think the thing is with the record is obviously we're going for a record, but you can't take any risks with your life.
No. Anyway, aside from all that, we've got contingencies and we'll just have to deal with that.
We'll have to deal with it as we go.
I'm not overthinking it at this precise minute in time because there's nothing you can do at the minute.
No. Anyway, Kyle, would you like to give an update on your training status?
Well, training was going quite well until obviously being ill. So, no, just happy where I'm at, actually.
Yeah.
Feel really fit. I've not really much more to say on that, really.
What's your Garmin status saying?
Probably D-training.
Let's have a look.
Training readiness is high.
My training readiness is low, 43. What's yours?
High, 83.
Mine says high recovery needs. You may need to recover more fully. What's your training status?
D-training.
D-training. What does it say?
Acute load low.
Oh.
HRV balanced.
Well, that's good.
But it wasn't balanced before.
Mine says training status productive. Great work. Your fitness keeps improving. Remember to maintain a good balance between training and recovery to continue this trend. I will do. How many steps have you done today?
I
feel like it's a little competition, yeah. Because normally you beat me on steps, but I feel like today I might have beaten you. Only because I've been on a run with my sister.
9,000.
Or I've done 18,945.
Yeah, exactly. You would.
But that's because I've walked the dog and done a run with my sister.
Well, that's not accurate because this isn't the watch I wore for work.
No, they sync together. When you sync them on the app, it'll both sync together. My HRV status is balanced. That's a first for me, that is. On what's your body battery? Mine's 26. That's really low. 26 out of 100. Says you've had an active day. Be sure to find time to relax. A good night's sleep is the best way to recharge. Yeah, it is. You're telling me.
Mine's 12.
Oh, God. 12? What does it say? That's really low. You're basically dead.
But I've not actually slept very well, even when I've thought I've slept better.
Yeah. We better get an early night then.
Yeah, my sleep scores haven't been as good as normal.
I do love sleep, but sometimes you just can't fall. Do you know what I mean?
I can.
You are so good at falling asleep. I'm so jealous of you. We get into bed, we hit the sack.
It's because I'm always tired.
I'm always tired, but I can't sleep. We get into bed and you snore like an ox, and then I'm just lying there thinking, I'm like, Kyle, can you roll over on your side because you're snoring too loud?
Yeah, well, in fairness, when I was ill last week,
yeah,
I clocked in 4 days.
Yeah.
I had 16 hours sleep in 4 days.
You have 4 hours sleep a night.
One night I had 1 hour 15.
Oh,
it was
that's
horrendous.
Horrible. That's actually rancid.
Yeah,
I really like that word at the minute. Rancid. Do you like that word?
No.
Oh. It was rancid living around you when you were ill.
Yeah.
I felt like I was going to be contaminated.
I went through every phase of symptoms I think you can possibly
get.
Yeah,
you did. But I did cook you a really nice Paulie tea of scrambled eggs and, what was it? Scrambled eggs, baked beans and potato waffles.
I can't recall really enjoying it because I was just like, I didn't want to eat because I just felt so sick. I know,
it's horrible. Anyway, talking of illness and bad things, do you want to do the Moan Minute? So every week we do the Moan Minute, which is basically a bit of a joke, a bit of a laugh, not too serious, but just moaning for a minute about whatever we want to moan about, really, because it feels good to let your moans out. So, Kyle, would you like to go first? 3, 2, 1, go.
My Moan Minute is not only being ill, but also when you're driving on a motorway and there's a filter system, so cars coming out of a thing, or you're all queuing, and some cars just don't want to let it filter and they just pull up really close and they don't want to let you in. I just think it's a really selfish thing to do. Why can't you just let one car in at a time? And if it worked like that, I wouldn't be happy. That's my Moan Minute because I'm yawning.
Well, that was only 33 seconds, and I think
Yeah, but that's all it takes to make.
maybe you need to go to bed.
No, what it did annoy me to take, because I was pulling out of somewhere,
Yeah,
and you had no choice but to pull out,
yeah.
and there was about 5 cars that just wouldn't let you out, and you're just like, what are you doing?
I hate that.
Just let it filter.
Yeah, there was a car behind me the other day. It was a big Range Rover, and I was a bit jealous of it because I do like those cars.
I don't.
But it was like riding. It was driving right up my arse because it wanted me to pull over. Even though I was doing 70 in the 70 zone and I was going past a lorry, okay? So let me just get past this lorry and then I'm going to pull over. Sorry that I'm wasting 5 seconds of your life. Just driving so close to me.
It always goes back to this thing about, I think in this country everyone's just so impatient.
Yeah.
Like,
why is everyone in a rush?
Just let us filter and it'll actually work better.
Yeah. Just let me go past a lorry and then you can speed and whiz off like Speedy Gonzales or whoever you think you are. But
you go get yourself a speeding ticket.
It just really annoys me when people are so impatient. Oh, and the other day, oh my God, I forgot to tell you this.
No, this isn't your moment, this is mine.
No, I'm just tagging on to your moment about drivers. I nearly got killed the other day.
I think that's probably a bit far.
No, seriously, well, I would have got seriously injured, maybe paralysed. I'm not joking.
Oh, once again, an assumption.
No. I was going across a zebra crossing, walking, and it was oh no, not a zebra crossing, sorry. I was actually cycling, sorry, I got mixed up. I was going across, so there's a big massive roundabout, yeah? You know the one with the Starbucks?
Yeah, Little Eaton.
Little Eaton roundabout, right? And you don't cycle across that roundabout, you go onto the cycle path and you go across the traffic lights. Road, yeah, at the traffic lights. So I was waiting at the traffic lights. I got through the first set and I was in the middle of the road, another set of traffic lights.
Which is barriered off.
Yeah, barriered off.
To give context.
Yeah, so it's especially for cyclists, you press the green man button, the traffic lights change to red for the traffic to let you go across. So I was waiting, so the roundabout was on my left, so the cars are coming round the roundabout and off. It's quite a fast roundabout, quite a busy road. You wouldn't want to cycle over it.
Yeah.
It's got the A38.
A38 round, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why they have a cycle thing. So I was waiting at the traffic light, waiting for the green man to go green. Green man went green. So I started going over because obviously, and I saw that the traffic lights were red and there's 2 lanes and the cars in this lane had stopped and the lane furthest away from me, there wasn't any cars. So there's nothing there at that time. So I started cycling over the road. This car came from the left. Obviously, I don't know what they were doing, whether they were on the phone or not looking, and just went straight through on the red light. And I was going across the road, and honestly, I was about 3 millimetres from being hit by the car, and all the other cars were like beeping and stuff, because obviously we were trying to tell him to stop. And honestly, I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Did the car realise?
I don't know, they just went straight through and carried on.
Hopefully.
It was literally, I was like, oh cameras. My God. Because I literally could have been hit really badly. Because I was going over the road on the green man and a car went through the red light and would have gone straight into me. The only reason it didn't is because I'm quite cautious because I've been hit by a car before. Is that even though it was a green man, I was kind of still looking left just to check. And thank God
people
I did.
Like banning from driving.
Because I saw the car coming and I thought, oh, I'm not sure that's stopping. So I kind of like stopped.
I've never understood how a car is not aware that it's a red light.
I don't know.
Look, what are you looking at?
I don't know whether they're on the phone or I don't know. But I was just like, oh my God.
Well, anyway, let's have your moment. 3, 2, 1.
My Moan minute, I'm sorry to these animals, is about flies. Now, you know me, I love animals. Absolutely love animals, and I've got no disrespect for the flies. They probably have a very important role in the ecosystem. But they are annoying. There's been some sunny weather recently. The flies have come out in their swarms. I'm swallowing them when I'm on my bike. They're going in my eyes when I'm running. They're going all over me, basically. They just make me feel itchy. When I go running, I run through swarms of the little things and I just really hate them. Can't they just stay in the bushes and stay out of the way of me? I wish they could just stay, away in the trees or something. Why do they have to go out in the paths where people are? Just stay away and don't bite me. And also, I went on a run today and I've got 3 bites on my leg. So that's my Moan minute, the biting flies.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Yeah, no one likes that.
I really can't stand them, honestly, and they always go for me. I don't know why I taste good.
I think I was the one that usually gets bitten the worst.
I get bitten really bad, and then I get worried for around the world about how many bites I'm going to get. Someone told me something about
That's how hungry I get.
Only if you taste better or something, if if you eat a certain thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but smidge spray's good.
Yeah.
We'll get some of that for around the world. It's really good, that is. Smidgy.
So yeah,
You can
that's
smidge off. They can smidge off away. Oh, actually, what is good is those little fly repellent bracelets we've had before.
Yeah, you say that, but I still got bitten with them on.
I didn't get bitten on Paris Brest Paris, and I had them on my ankles.
I didn't
and
get
my
bitten
hands.
PvP with them on.
And we had them on our ankles and our hands. I think we should do that again. They release a scent that the flies don't like.
Yeah.
Is it like a lemon something? I don't know. Anyway, that's another thing to add to the kit list. Other than that, there's not really much to report, really. Basically, our whole life just feels like planning around the world.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the charity sent us some little stickers to give out.
Yeah.
And they've got a little cartoon of me and you on our bikes. Quite cool. So we can hand them on around the world. And also, of course, I'll be taking stickers with Chester's face on.
Yeah.
Should we stick Chester around the different countries?
One in each country.
Yeah, one in each country. What, should we stick them on the sign where it says "Welcome to the country"? We might get told off for that.
They might do.
Just stick it somewhere random.
Somewhere incognito amongst any biggish area.
Yeah, we'll leave them somewhere random. And then if you live there, you can go and see it and see Chester.
Yeah, and send us a picture.
I'm going to miss Chester so much. He's down there. Look at him. He's so cute. He's down there by your side.
Yeah, because he loves me.
My dad the other day said, "What would you do if Chester dies when you're away?" I was like, "Dad, why are you saying that?"
And then your mum and dad said, they'd stuff him and put him on wheels.
Yeah, they said, "Oh, if he dies while you're not here, we'll just get him stuffed and we'll put him in different positions and take photos of him and send you them so you still think he's alive." I was like, "Oh, thanks. Don't say that." No, he's going to be 7 this year. He's not even 7 yet, is he? Or is he?
Yeah.
He's 7 now? Oh, yeah, he's going to be 8 in December.
Yeah.
So he's still got, he's not...
Still got years.
He's not at end of life yet, that beast.
No.
The beast's got a number of years left. Oh, I don't want to think about that. It makes me really sad. I do. I'm a bit worried about seeing stray dogs and feeling sad about them around the world. Because I want to adopt them all and bring them home, but I won't be able to. Oh, I nearly ran into a dog today. You know the loop you did yesterday near Longford? There's a farm. Little terrier ran out at me, barking. Nearly ran into the damn thing, yeah. And I went, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and it ran away, but it kind of like went, it went, and like ran alongside me a bit, and then it ran off the other way because it got too far away from its house, I think. That's been a load of waffle for the last 40 minutes. I hope there's been something useful for you there, and if not, then a bit of entertainment. Hi, Mum, because I know you listen every week. Anyway, we'll leave you on a mental health tip, because we always like to leave you on a mental health tip. I think mental health-wise, I've been quite good recently, actually. It's the best time of the month for me. Next week's going to turn into all hell, though, Kyle, sorry. It's the month where I'm the worst, because the hormones play up. So next week, get ready for Wrath of Amy.
Look forward to it.
Where basically I'm just going to get angry about nothing and cry. But we are in Mallorca, so hopefully that will, blow it over a bit. But my mental health tip this week is to, instead of always trying to strive for the best and 100% better and more, just realise that it's okay to do less sometimes, and actually aiming to be 1% better each day is more likely to get you success in the long term, because you're not pressuring yourself. You're making small changes that are manageable and realistic and you can stick to, rather than trying to change something really big and setting yourself up to fail. So that's actually been helpful for me in my training, because sometimes I'll think, right, I need to increase the watts by this and loads and loads, whereas actually gradually over time we've been increasing. And although I hadn't noticed an improvement, when I compare the session I did yesterday to the session I did a year ago, my watts are so much higher and I can do it for so much longer. But I've not really realised that because it's been so slow with the progression. But it does work to sometimes think, right, I need to do a little bit at a time and not pressure myself too much. So that's my mental health tip.
I like it.
Do you like that? Do you think that when you're laying bricks?
No.
Do you think when you started laying bricks you were quite bad at making cement and now you make it perfectly?
Well, making the cement's not actually laying the bricks.
Yeah, but you have to make cement to lay the bricks, don't you?
Not always nowadays. Sometimes it comes ready mixed.
Yeah, but you might not have mixed it very well, now you do.
Yeah, that's a different thing, but yeah.
Do you have to put cement in between each brick?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's not cement, it's mortar.
What's cement?
Cement is a ingredient of the mortar.
What's mortar made out of? Water and cement?
And sand.
And sand. Doesn't the sand get everywhere?
It does, it goes up a boot.
Yeah, I see the sand every day on the whole floor. I had to sweep a load up of it today. Can you try not to get it in the house
If
anymore?
you close your eyes sometimes, you can feel like you're at the seaside. Take your boots off, put your feet in there.
Have the wall ever fallen down on you?
Yeah, you know it has. I've got a scar on my leg still.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's really
In
bad.
fact, it's the same job that I'm at now.
Has anyone ever thrown a brick at you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
My old boss.
Really?
Yeah.
What,
not
your
like,
head?
Not like angrily.
Threw it at your head?
Well, sort of angrily, but not
What do you mean he
angrily.
didn't throw it angrily? How did he
Sort
throw it
of
then?
did throw it angrily.
He threw it calmly. What did he throw it like?
Like, just... You idiot. Not chucked it.
What?
But like towards your legs, not like...
Did it hit you?
No.
Oh.
Moved out of the way.
Well, what did you do?
I can't even remember, it's a long time ago. Times have changed now, you're not allowed to do that anymore.
Has anyone ever hit you with a shovel?
Not a shovel. Been clipped round the ear over, what was it, a level.
Really?
Yeah.
They hit you with a level?
Yeah.
What did you do that time?
I think I passed the wrong tool.
That's ridiculous.
Times have changed, like I say.
You hit yourself with a hammer quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's anyone that's been in the building trade has done that multiple times.
Because you always come home with like swollen fingers and
I
stuff.
remember once when I was apprentice, I hit my knee straight in the side with a lump hammer, which is quite a heavy hammer, as hard as I could. Missed the chisel and hit my knee.
Oh my God.
And I was just hopping around everywhere.
That's probably why you have a knee injury now. Maybe
hit my hands.
Is it the same knee that you have issues with?
It was the left knee, actually.
That's probably what it's caused by. You hit yourself. The building site's actually a dangerous place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do sit at home and I think to myself, I hope Kyle's okay. I hope he's not fallen off a roof or anything.
You're working with a lot of dangerous stuff.
Yeah, I do generally sometimes worry when I'm at home. You know, because I'm a bit of an overthinker. I haven't worried about you recently.
No, but you're working with
I've had too much on my mind.
You're working with a lot of dangerous tools and a lot of dangerous stuff.
Yeah, you do have to be really careful.
It's not a job for the faint-hearted.
No, well, you're quite faint-hearted and you manage it. The one that got stung by a wasp and thought he was going to die.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, I could hit myself with an hammer, or I could do something really painful and went bat an eyelid, like on building site, and then I'll get stung by a wasp and I think I need a paramedic.
Anyway, we're going off on another tangent, so I'm going to go now because it's been another 9 minutes of waffle there for you. So thank you so much for listening. We'll see you on the next one. TT's the FN. Ta-ta for now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adios. Arrivederci.
Au revoir.